Yes, Reggae Boyz commentary, like and subscribe, yeah? Reggae Boyz commentary, like, share and subscribe.
Reggae Boyz commentary, subscribe, like and share.
Alright, so we're here with former Reggae Boyz captain Ricardo Bibi Gardner. Bibi, hope you're doing well. You know, thanks for inviting me up to Manchester. Hope you and the family are doing okay. How are things?
Everything is good, man. Everything is good. It's good. A pleasure to have you here. I mean, we're here for a reason. We make a big transition, moving back to England. For preparing for the future more than anything else. But all is well, things going just the way we want it to go. So we give thanks.
In terms of you coming to England recently, was it the entire family or was it just you that came up?
Yeah, me with minus one kid. My oldest is in New York, living with her mommy. So it's me and the rest of the family. So the two youngest and plus mommy as well. So everybody is here. Yeah,
as you know, you had a fabulous career at Bolton, and Bolton is in Manchester, so this is not new surroundings for you. So does it feel in a way like you're back home in a sense?
Yeah, man. I mean, England has always been home away from home, you know what I mean? Especially Bolton. So Bolton is like a bigger harbour view to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, and Manchester is like Kingston. So it's home away from home for me. So whenever I get some opportunity, I pop into Bolton, see some more friends, but I reside in Manchester.
Yeah, and as you know, Manchester, Bolton is in the north. Do you find, things in the north different from the south? Like in London, it's a bit more busier here. It's a bit more laid back in a sense?
Yeah, I would say that. It more suit me, you know what I mean? If you know me, I'm very laid back, so I prefer to be in this type of environment more than on the go, which that's down south. I can't manage those type of life. I keep those life when I'm back home at times. You know what I mean? So whenever I'm over here, I like to be chilled. I like to see a lot of football. So it keeps me at bay.
Yeah, and in terms of, we saw you on the island doing some coaching stints, Harbourview, Portmore, Reggae Boyz under 20. Just wanted to catch up with you related to how things are going now with you. I heard that you were doing some training at Preston, is that correct?
No, that's Fulham. Fulham, I was doing some training back then at Preston while he was working on his UFAB. Okay. But I think that is now completed, so he'll be moving on to the next one. But yeah, I've learned a lot, especially moving back home in Jamaica. No, it's a whole different culture, different thing from here. It demands a lot more in terms of tapping into the mind of people who want to become professional footballers. While you are here, it already put you at a little advantage because you're already in the environment. But finishing my badge here and getting some coaching experience back in Jamaica have taught me a lot about people, a lot about the game in and outside of the field. And it will remain with me. It only help me to be a better version of myself each time I go there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and for you, what is your next step? Is it another coaching qualification, music, sitting back, punditry? What's next for you?
I mean, at the end of the day, my next step is this, really. I mean, my son wants to play football. I want to give the kids a better upbringing than what I had growing up, you know what I mean? But it's just supporting their dreams and their goals, and what better place to have it, especially if they were born here. I think things will be a little bit more easier for them if I take them back over and put them into an environment where it's more closer to pushing them in order to move closer to their dreams and their goals. My son is very passionate about football, so I have to try and give him the best opportunity possible. Just have to support them. I mean, if he decides he wants to quit football tomorrow, what we are going to do? Not going to tell him I'm going to be the happiest person in the world, but I have to just support experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's in a youth academy right now at a club?
Yeah, without going into much details, he's been playing locally, but he's been invited for trials into our academy, and wanted by many, seen and want to offer other trials outside of that. But at the moment, I'm just trying to get him to continue to just grow, because I think he's growing. to just continue to be a better version of himself on and off the field, because I think once you become a better person off the field, then everything else will flourish. I mean, he's on a good path. We're just taking it step by step. I'm sure when it's time for things to advertise, then you will hear a little bit more detail, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I must say he's growing. I must say he's growing in and outside of the field, and he wants to improve as a person, and he wants to improve as a player. So he's on the right path, and I'm just trying to give him as much guidance as possible where that is concerned.
From the little that you can say now, is he like his dad in terms of his footwork, his movement, or a different position?
I mean, I think he's more advanced, because back then I was one-footed. He's able to use both feet, you know what I mean? Both feet at good level, I would say. Me, I was just one-footed, you know what I mean? And at 14, I was introduced to England. Or at 15, I was introduced to England. I was still back in Jamaica, so he's in a very good place. I would want him to be better than me, for sure. You know what I mean? Because that's always goals and dreams for our kids to achieve more than what we have achieved, you know what I mean? And just try and be the best version of themselves more than anything else.
Yeah, and you've spent a lot of time in England, you know, almost 2 decades here. And, you know, people in this country, they have good memory. So when you walk down the street, people remember your time from Bolton or Preston. You know, it's impressive that you can go down and people remember something you might did 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's just a football mad city in Manchester.
Yeah, man. They do. Especially back in Bolton. But people do remember me from my playing days, you know what I mean? So, and we see people who we are friends with, who football have give us the opportunity to meet over the years, who we are still very close to. So people always remember, especially in England. England is a footballing nation, you know what I mean? So whenever it comes to football, they are very crazy where that is concerned. Crazy in a good way. You know what I mean? They love football daily. And they eat, sleep and drink football, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And you know what the English system is like, you know, in terms of their backroom support staff with the kit man and admin and all of that. Do some from Bolton reach out to you just to check up to see how you're doing and them thing there?
Yeah, man, we keep in touch, man. We keep in touch. Many of them are still working at clubs. I mean, one of them is at Man City, you have some at Wigan, you have some at Newcastle, but we still keep in touch. And you have others who go on to do work in the NFL, NBA, who also has their own clinic at the highest level. So we still keep in touch, and football give us the opportunity to do that, you know what I mean? And Bolton created that environment, like a family environment. So even though we are not living in Bolton and we have moved from Bolton years now, we still keep in touch, you know what I mean? So wherever we go, we still connect. But since I'm back here, I connected more with some of my past players and people who I used to work with as staff. So just building back the relationship and getting connected again, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know I asked this question to you in Jamaica a couple of years ago, but it's always been, you know, something that has been on my mind. You know, you represented Bolton for a very long time, and I'm just curious if they reached out to you to say, hey, Bibi, we want to give you a testimonial, a send-off. Any updates on that at all?
I mean, no really updates. No updates at all. But hopefully God's will, one day, when they are in a better place, they will be able to do that. Some way, some not, you know what I mean? I mean, but we don't really focus on that. If it happen, it happen. If it not happen, so it go.
Yeah. You've always been an individual that wear your heart on your sleeve and give 100% all the time. How much did it hurt you when you saw the financial struggles that they had, and, you know, with COVID in the picture, to see the situation that they got themselves in?
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier in the interview, I'm very close to Bolton. Bolton is home away from home for me. You know what I mean? So whenever I see the club in that situation, and when I see the club in that situation, it hurts us, not only me, but also past players, you know what I mean? We know football is over here. To see where we at and where we at now, it's really heartbroken. But I'm sure that one day the people in charge and the coaches will do everything that they can to put us back to that level again and put us back on the map in the Premiership at the highest level again whenever they get the opportunity to financially. But I'm sure they're doing everything that they can do to try and guide us back into that direction as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you had the chance. Well, when you joined Bolton, they were in the second tier at the time, played Premier League for them as well. UEFA Cup, as it was called back in the day, scored against Oliver Kahn in the UEFA Cup. I was just curious, with the performances that you had at the time, did a team that played Champions League or UEFA Cup at the time ever reach out to you to try acquire your services at that time?
When during those things, yeah, of course. But we don't like to speak about what didn't happen. You know what I mean? But injuries prevent me from moving forward and from doing so. You know what I mean? But I guess it's destiny, because whenever that opportunity presents itself, I was always injured. But bigger clubs came out, wanted to get my service. Premiership clubs plus other clubs outside of England, but we don't really speak on things that didn't happen. You know what I mean? But we was aware of everything that was happening. Yeah, but destiny let me spend the rest of my time at Bolton.
Yeah, and of course, when you were here, you had a couple of Jamaican internationals with you. Donovan Ricketts was here for a short stint. Teddy Johnson as well. How great was it to have fellow countrymen around you in that setup in that time?
I mean, it was great. It was great for me to have as close as it was to me, because one of my goals when I got here, when I arrived in England, was to let them know that you have many more talent just as myself in Jamaica. So to see Donovan and Jermaine Johnson coming to Bolton made me super happy. You know what I mean? I mean, to see Ricardo Fuller came over to England and did what he did. Luton Shelton, May so rest in peace. Claude Davis, Stu Pease, and we can go on and on. You know what I mean? And Liam Bailey, and I'm sure others will come after, God's will. You know what I mean? Once we get back to that level again where we can acquire a work permit, because that's very difficult at the time. But I'm sure and I'm very much looking forward to seeing that happen again. But I was overwhelmed when those type of people was here, and make the environment a lot easier for myself as well. You know what I mean? And it creates opportunity, not only for myself but for other Jamaicans. When
Bolton were in the Premier League, they always were proved to be hard to beat. When you play Bolton, you have to fight for those 3 points if you're gonna beat them. When you look at how you did at Bolton at the time, finishing top 10 in the league and stuff like that, playing UEFA Cup, you think that team could have achieved more, or you think perhaps a Champions League top 4 could have been achieved one season, or that team did the best it could with the resources and the international players around you?
I think with the resources and what we had and the environment that Big Sam came and created the whole of that. But I think if the club would have listened more to him, maybe we could even go on and achieve a lot more. But I think with the resources and what we had in terms of the players and as I mentioned, the resources, we did our best, because that's the type of environment Big Sam came and created. So we could only go in and do our best in every training session and in every game that we prepare and apply ourselves for. You know what I mean? He didn't accept nothing less than that. So we always have to be stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, and that brief spell that you had on loan at Preston, was that just about getting minutes under your belt after coming back from injury?
Yeah, it was more getting minutes under my belt and getting back up to match par and make sure my leg is in good shape in order to take on the rest of my journey at Bolton. But Preston created that opportunity and I was very thankful for it, and I went there and did my best.
And when 2012 came around, did Bolton say, here's another 1-year deal, or when that time come, did they say, you could work in our academy, or it was your decision really to say, this is it for me playing wise?
Well, it was my decision to really give up playing wise. I mean, my legs wasn't allowing me to go on and play. I would love to play until many years after, but my legs was saying something different. So I have to listen to my body at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I want to be in a position where I'm able to run and play with the kids, or to give up myself to the younger ones in Jamaica, are the people who are coming up to be a professional footballer, just as myself. You know what I mean? So I was more thinking about that long term more than anything else. And my body didn't allow me to go out there and play at highest level anymore.
And that transition for you from playing to coaching, was it hard at first, difficult to go into you, probably saying to yourself, I should be out there running with these lads?
I mean, we know one day it will happen. We know at some point we will have to stop, you know what I mean? Not like we did want to stop at the time, but that's life, that's the way it is. We know God is in control and He's always leading us onto the right path. And it was just my time. It was just my time. You know what I mean? I would love to go on and went on and play 2-3 more years, because physically I think I had it within me if I wasn't injured at the time. You know what I mean? I've learned so much over the years where I could still go on and play the game with the knowledge that I had. But at the end of the day, you need your legs to run around.
Yeah. But in the coaching arena, you know, that you've had with Harborview and Portmore, do you reflect on those memories, even Jamaica under 20, you know, as valuable learning experiences for you?
Yeah, trust me. Learning experience for me. And while it was also a learning experience for me, I still get to change some lives along the way, which is more important to me than anything else. You know what I mean? So giving back of myself and what I have learned over the years, and to tap into other minds and know that it's a possibility and this can be a way out for them through football. You know what I mean? I mean, we have touched many lives. So I think it's a great experience, and it's something that I will always hold close to me. And it's something that we still discuss today. You know what I mean? Even just with friends, you know, all the experiences, everything, good and bad. But we always turn everything that we have experienced into positive more than anything else, you know what I mean? Because it teaches us how to be better tomorrow, and it teaches us the type of decision we need to make tomorrow. You know what I mean? But I'm always looking from a professional environment, which is what made me who I am today. You know what I mean? I came here and I experienced all of that. So in order for me to teach you how to be a professional, I have to teach you the right way, because it's only one way. There's no 2, 3 or 4 way about it. It's only one way. And the one way is to be professional, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and you know, nobody can question your loyalty to your country or patriotism of anything like that. So, you know, you worked with Freddie Butler for the under 20s. I just wanted to know the experience you had working for your country in that coaching capacity.
One of the greatest experience, trust me. It's one of the greatest experience up to today, up to date. I think, in my opinion, Freddie Butler is one of the best coaches I've come across, especially inside of Jamaica. And I put him to some of the people who I work with as coaches, even outside of Jamaica. The knowledge he has gone and how he get it out to the players and get it across to the players. We learned so much and we did so much together. And today even though we didn't qualify for the World Cup, we are very proud of what we have done, because we tapped into many lives there. And I think we just like other coaches, we played a part in changing many lives there and changing many things that happened during our little stint and the environment that we created there. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate that other people, even within the JFF, didn't get to experience that with us. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, we are always wanting football to win. If football is not winning, it doesn't make sense. If footballers are not winning, it doesn't make sense for us. And that's how we have always been. So it has been a great experience for myself and Freddie.
And when you look at that 98 squad, many of them are coaching today. Dion Burton at West Brom, Fitzroy as agent, Paul Hall, QPR. And we can go on and on, really. So is there like a WhatsApp group where you guys could bring ideas together to help Jamaica? Is that something moving forward that just get everybody like in a forum together so that we can better the country?
I mean, recently I think there was a group created think it was created by Mr. Boxill and Carl Brown. I'm not sure, but there's not everybody in. There's not much being discussed. I mean, I think we have so much more to offer, and as a force, I don't think when we are put at the end, we use that power to bring everybody together, to talk and bring back some of the things that we have done that worked, and plus all the experience that we have tried in our own different paths, to bring it back together and really unify everything and really make it work physically more than anything else, where people can see it. You know what I mean? We haven't come together and done any of that, unfortunately. You know what I mean? When myself and Freddie was there, we tried to bring a lot of what we have done within our environment in terms of inviting past players in to take part at the sessions. Like, for example, Tiga Davis came through, you have Anthony Carbe came through, you know, we have different people coming through. I think we have Ian Goods coming through, and we also trying to also mix the entertainers with everything that was happening, because that was something that Simons do back then. So we try to inject a lot of what we have done that make what we have done worked when we was there, but I don't think we come together as much to make these things happen and to really progress our football forward. I mean, at the end of the day, you have some small things that make a very big difference. You know what I mean? We have done so many things that we can use in today's football in order for our group to progress and to better things. I mean, with the new coach coming in now, I'm sure we coming in with everything that he have learned, because he have done it at the highest level. So hopefully he brings that with him, and the people who are in charge buy into it, and change their mentality a little bit and start focusing a little bit more on the football itself. So at the end of the day, football can win.
What was the relationship you had like with Captain Burrell? Was it like a father-son relationship in a sense?
I mean, I wouldn't really say father-son relationship, but he built a relationship with the players. You know what I mean? And we respect him for everything that he has done. May his soul rest in peace. You know what I mean? But it's just what he has done in terms of how he has accomplished it, and the relationship that he have built with the players along the way. I mean, I think there's always more that could have done, but he have done so much. You have to lift the hats off to him and what he has achieved. You know what I mean? Yeah. When Simons came to Jamaica and Simons sold him, his thoughts and his belief, he could have turned his back, he could have walked away, but he supported Simons straight and till that day when we qualified. You know what I mean? And everybody stick together and believe in what we were doing, and that was what created everything that was created.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as someone that has played and captained the country, you played under many, the Samoys, the Clovises of the world, the Lazaronians, the Boers of this world, Carl Brown. So there was a period of time where there was like a new coach every year, and now this new coach, he has a 4-year deal. So there's time to build towards the future, and like any coach, where some people might think about results tomorrow, but development at the end of the day, it takes time.
Yeah, I agree, 100%, 100%. I have walked it, you know what I mean? Through the experience of René Simons, we have walked it, and we are right back around to basic now. Just like the first day Simons walked into our federation, and that's very unfortunate, because today we are trying to do something that we have done already. So I think the blueprint is already there, you know? So we need to tap into it and also evolve with time and believe and trust the process. You know what I mean? Right. So with the new coach coming in, I hope it changes the mindset of the people who are in charge, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who is put in charge. Once the mindset is not changed, we will be getting the same results. You know what I mean? So if we don't pull in the same direction and work in order to achieve more in the same direction, it will always be a struggle. You know what I mean? So with the new coach that coming in, all we can do is give him our support, lend him our support, and I'm sure he's coming in with a whole lot of knowledge. So hopefully we are going in the right path, and the JFF can buy into everything that he's bringing along with him, and we can pull through together and create history once again.
You know, something that happened during the qualifiers is that we gave a lot of debut to players in a World Cup qualifier, not a friendly, but a World Cup qualifier like Antonio, etc. So you've played for the country where, you know, we've given debuts to players, friendlies, Caribbean Cup, etc. You know, you would say that you need time to gel into the system and players need passports, and now would be the time to do that, not the year of the qualifiers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I agree with you 100%. Because if we track back and look when Fitzroy Simpson, Gian Burton and Paul and Darren Paul to a lesser extent came to Jamaica and did what they did and create what we have created as a group. It took time. It didn't happen overnight. And Antonio will be no different. We can't be wanting Antonio to just come in and just create a miracle. It will take time. It will take time for him to grow. It will take time for him to adapt to a little bit to our culture so he can have that balance. You know what I mean? I mean, he will be bringing his professionalism with him, and we don't expect that to change. But he's been living in England for how many years? You know what I mean? There's no way he's going to come in Jamaica every 3 days, every 4 days, and just adapt just like that and fit right into something that we have been doing for years. This is going to take time. You know what I mean? For me, I think they should have given the coach 8 years. And if he qualify for the first time, then that's a bonus. You know what I mean? Because even on Simone's second stint, that's what I think. They should have given him longer. You know what I mean? Because you have to build again. You know what I mean? Because you know you have me and you have others who went away into the professional environment. You have to bring in others through. You have to tap into those mindset. So it's still back to basic while it's meeting some of us halfway. You know what I mean? So he has work to do. So you have to give him time to do his work. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you have to just support the cause and believe in the cause.
Of late, we've seen a lot of young men from the island getting contracts in Scandinavia or Eastern Europe. A lot of persons on the island look at Scandinavia and Eastern Europe as bush league. Is that, in a sense, like disrespect? Because this is professional football at the end of the day, and you've played on the continent, played Europa League. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So is this still, in a sense, a bridge towards maybe England one day for some?
Of course, it is a bridge. It's a connection. I mean, you're getting the opportunity to leave Jamaica. You know what I mean? To tap into a professional environment. I mean, they might not have the same resources as maybe a Chelsea would have. They might not have the same resources as maybe one of the top championship clubs would have. But at the end of the day, professionalism is only spelled one way, and they will be operating as a professional club. You know what I mean? I mean, for us to believe in Jamaica and playing in those places, it's a plus for me. It's a positive, and it's a way to tap into England. So at the end of the day, when the opportunity do arise again, and our country is ranked right up there, we are if we are not there fully already, we are almost there. You know what I mean? So it'd be easy for us to make that transition, or easier for us to make that transition than moving straight from Jamaica onto. You know what I mean? So it's just like you have connection flights. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to fly into America and I have to fly into England if you can't catch a direct flight. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's no different.
How proud are you of the progress of Shamar Nicholson? Of course, you worked with him at under 20, Peter Lee Vassell, and many others that have turned professional now. The progress that he's made, and you know, interest is starting to build in this country for him.
I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of him. He's a kid who have come from a very, very far and lonely place. You know what I mean? He have lost his father at a very young age, and for him to go and achieve what he has achieved. We have coached him at the under 20 level, and for him to grow every time we see him, it's just happiness and pure joy for us to see. You know what I mean? What myself and Freddie Butler have tried to do, and maybe every occasion that we get the opportunity to do is to change the mindset, and you can see him growing each time you see him. You can see him growing. So I would just want him to continue to grow, to be a better version of himself each time he's out there, and I'm sure he will be going on to play at the highest level someday. So I'm very proud to see the progress that he's making.
Yeah. I spoke about opportunities that Jamaican players get in Europe, some in North America as well, MLS and USL. Does it depend on the player where they should go? Because sometimes a player might be suited to the North American style, deferred to the European game. You know, is it dependent on the player, you think, and how he develops? You know, if Europe is the best for him, or if it's MLS, or even USL. I
mean, at the end of the day, once you go with the mindset, I think once you go with the mindset of improving and not going to stay at a level, that's the most important thing. It's whichever direction it takes you. You know what I mean? But once you go with the mindset that this is not where you want to stay, you know what I mean, and you take your time and work to that and build yourself and wait for that opportunity and push yourself, because you can't only wait and not pushing yourself. You know what I mean? So you have to continue to push yourself on a daily basis without getting comfortable where you're at. Because it's very easy once you step outside of Jamaica, if you're going on USL, to get comfortable being in USL. Or if you're going on MLS, to get comfortable being MLS. So you stop thinking about England anymore. So once you don't change that mindset and you know that's where you want to go and you want to use here to get to it and continue to improve each day, then every avenue is important. But the mindset is more important than the avenue that it takes. You know what I mean? So once you go with the right mindset, then I think the bigger picture will achieve itself one day. You captained the country many years. The current captain, Andre Blake, just had the best season of his life in MLS, most clean sheets in a season. Do you think that he's ready for England or even Europe as a whole based on his performances? Yeah, I think he's a very, very good goalkeeper. He has done his part. So all he has to continue doing is continue to improve and continue to be himself and continue to grow as a player. And I'm sure if it's to be, it will be someday, you know what I mean? So there's no way I would really tell him to focus on that. You know what I mean? Continue to focus on himself and continue to keep performing on that level and continue to keep improving every day. And I'm sure if it's to be, it will definitely be. But a very good goalkeeper. But as I always say, even today I'm learning. So continue to learn, continue to grow. The game is evolving every day. So continue to evolve with the game. So once you continue to evolve with the game and continue to grow, I don't see why you can't go on and play in the Premier League or in the Spanish League or whichever you prefer. Once the opportunity come begging. When you reflect on your career with the Reggae Boyz, do you reflect on it with pride, or you say, you know, maybe I should have scored 2 more goals or qualify for 1 more World Cup? What sort of thoughts you have when you reflect on your career with Jamaica? I reflect on my career, man. I just positive I think about. I think I have so much pride. So much pride just representing my country. You know what I mean? Coming from a little community as hard of you. You know what I mean? I'm moving from there and representing my country in one of the highest leagues in the world. You know what I mean? And representing my country in the most watched tournament in the world. You know what I mean? I couldn't have asked her anymore. You know what I mean? I've achieved a lot. I would have loved to go on and achieve more once there is more to achieve. You know what I mean? But it wasn't to be. You know what I mean? But looking back on my Jamaica career, it's pure pride for me. You know, I think I've achieved so much. I couldn't go on and achieve it without my teammates. You know what I mean? So what we have built and what we have achieved during my time in Jamaica is just pure pride and joy. And you know, when you look at the current
pool right now. We spoke about Leon Bailey's, the Antonios of this world. You know, would you say the quality is there to push for the next campaign? Gold Cup is next year. You think these are things we can challenge for because of the depth of talent there?
Yeah, man, of course. Of course, of course. And as I keep mentioning, once we get that mindset right and have everybody pulling together and pushing in the same direction, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. In everything that we do as Jamaicans, it go on to show you, whether music, you see show you in track and field, Bob Marley show you, others keep on showing you up to today. You know what I mean? So everything that we put our mind to is achievable. You know what I mean? So once we have everybody pulling in the right direction and working day in, day out in order to achieve that same goal, with the same mindset that it will take for you to do it. It's going to be achievable.
You've always
but without that, it's going to be impossible.
Yeah, you've always preached unity, and you've been in squads where you have UK-based, local-based, American-based. For you, in your view, when you see, you know, the amount of talent on the island, and here, the amount of players born to Jamaican parents and grandparents, at the end of the day, you feel like the best team takes the field, the best mixture takes the field at the end of the day, because a lot of people on the island have mixed views on this, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think the best team take the day. Yeah, but you want the right person at the end to bring all those forces together in order to create that whole. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that will keep the environment very competitive. That will allow the local to push themselves a little bit more, because they are now competing with these people in order to get a position. Just like back in our days. You know what I mean? I mean, there wasn't a lot more people playing outside of Jamaica, but we have to compete. Yeah. And once you create that environment and have the right person leading you at the end and believe in, have the players believe in what he's trying to bring on board and pushing in the right way and the right direction, and the federation, the people in charge are also pushing in the right direction, then it shouldn't be hard.
Yeah. If you were to get a call from the JFF in any capacity, scout or coach, would you be willing to help your country again?
I mean, we're always willing to help our country. We're always willing to help our country. I mean, once it is helping football to progress forward, you know, in the right way and in the right format and the right money, and everything is organized properly and transparent, we are always willing to be a part of it.
And in terms of off the field as well, is music still something that you're going to dip in and out of, or that's something on the side for now?
Yeah, man, music a part of it, you know, even when we in football, you know, music a part of it. Music and football is like brothers and sisters, if you know what I mean, or brothers and brothers, you know what I mean? Use brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? Music is like brothers and sisters. More time you go to the game, you listen to music, so music is always going to be a part of me. I mean, I love it. You know what I mean? When during our campaign, I was the one always singing along with Foley and some other more members from the staff. So, love music. Music is always part of me. So, once I'm alive, it's always going to be a part of me. You know what I mean? Anything is possible. Yeah. So, now my friends are involved in it. Very good friends. You see in NJ. I mean, the A-team production is there. So, music will be a part of us going forward as well.
Yeah. And finally, from my end, any plans to come back to the island soon to watch some of the local Premier League which starts soon, or just a chit chat with the coaching staff as well?
I mean, God's will, I'll be in Jamaica in December, so whatever chit chat I will always endorse. You know what I mean? Once it's positive for football, and once football will be benefiting from it. You know what I mean? Definitely, 100%.
Yes, Reggae Boyz commentary, like and subscribe, yeah? Reggae Boyz commentary, like, share and subscribe.
Reggae Boyz commentary. Subscribe, like and share.